As you see, you don't have too many of them like you used to. Yeah, he is.
You expect to see me again? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the again part, you know, again or soon. Which one is soon? Okay, all right. Yeah. Fix that up. Yeah. Did something wrong? Well, I got a friend in here. Can you, it's 2 sheets per one. Can you mind?
That black man, you find black man? That's it.
So, Mr. Session. Yeah. Thank you for the card. You might give me your opinion on this, on that package.
Thanks.
So I think it's easier to do a report of all the things we got going on. And after I print, I realize we still don't have half the things on there that we do. You give me your opinion on this? I need your opinion
Now?
on that.
So I read it?
No, I mean, if you could read it so you can give me your opinion. I mean, I don't want you to just to hold it and give me your opinion.
No, I'm saying, once I read it, give it to you right to that.
So what do you think about it? You mind giving me your opinion? John, how you doing? You got the agendas?
Yes.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
And I
it.
met a sister while I was there, she did printed.
All right,
She
all right.
might be a good contact, but her brother's a principal. But,
I don't know what I printed there.
Thank you.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Where's the stack of paper that is?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, that's my, this is my presidential report. Yeah. Hey, letter.
I know you. How you doing, my brother? Good. How are you? Good to see you again. Good to see you.
And so we might we join hands to do a prayer.
Can you see it most times? I can put it this way, you know, for sure.
I apologize.
I know I was running something late.
I just had this whole vision of how stuff should be set up.
No, it's fine. I just know that is.
Go ahead. I'll say one. All right. Lord, may you bless us as we enter into this meeting, and you bless those who are en route coming, give them travel mercies. May you keep everybody calm and have everybody enjoy what we're about to do, the great work in this community. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So, brothers, I know I don't understand when I do the meeting. If you don't mind if I sit do it, even though how they call it, you know, I feel good, but when my body still reminds me that I'm recovering.
So like on the right course.
Absolutely. You dress just right. Come on.
How you
Trying
doing?
to do.
Kenny, nice to meet you.
So, what we'd like to do is start with introduction. And we can, just, 30-second elevator pitch. So we don't have music, so I will play my phone on my, if you go over the whole, what's that, Emmys, Oscar thing. So, we'll start with that.
Good evening, I'm John Harris. I've been with the organization maybe right in just over 2 years, and I'm one of the program managers for membership, and just uplift the community with a special focus on our youth and just making sure that we have some positive examples and options to go forward.
Good evening, my name is Derek Burnett. I'm one of the original members of the organization. With Edwin Advent, Drew Hawkins, Scott Phillips, a lot of other people, Marlon Tillman, James Stevens, just to name a few. My background, I'm an architect, engineer. How you doing, Kendra? Got my own little small design construction management company. I'm presently running for 4th District, Baltimore County Council. I've lived in that district for over 40 years. I've contributed in that district. As it relates to the community, I'm on various boards. I've always been mentoring. I started my own little mentoring group as well, elementary school, which I grew up near. So it's just a pleasure to be back amongst the men of Black professional men. I go to periodic meetings they might have up at Collins and things of that nature. But I haven't been to a general body meeting in years. Because realistically, Wednesday evenings, on days like today, I'm playing golf. But it's a pleasure to be here amongst you guys.
Good evening. My name is Marvin Shop. I do quite a few things. We had a nice event Sunday times, and we promote goodwill to the community. I've been a member for about 4 years now, and I think it's a really wholesome group of fellows, and I just enjoy being around and participating in the activities.
How y'all doing? My name is Kenneth Chibueze Bukebu. I'm 21 years old. I'm an undergrad student at UMBC. So my thing is I MC. I spoke to Mr. Kendrick yesterday. He invited me here as a visitor. Besides that, it's a funny thing that he mentioned that millennials are full of energy. I'm an MC. I got the energy. I'm a human battery. I got what you need, the best. That's all I can do. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. My pleasure. Appreciate it.
The introductions, you know. Introductions, oh, okay. Good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to be here, member for 4 years, and I'm thankful for all the friendships I made. Some good, not so bad, but I'm really thankful for all the things I've done with BPM. I'm John Lee, growing up University of Styles Pass 5, the Youth Side Mentoring Group, build, strictly build, and help, you know, black folks and people in the universe become great. You know what I mean? That's my position in life.
My name is Joseph Tubman. I'm presently the controller for BPM. I've been a member of, I don't know, a long time, a while.
Oldest member in the room.
Yeah, so by day, full-time job, I teach at Big Fort Johnson.
Good afternoon. My name is Michelle Gilmer. Actually, I was invited by Mr. Hunt. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm pretty much here to listen and gain some information for okay. I have a nonprofit. It's called Michelle T. And we are working on doing is providing a drop-in center for homeless children, actually single mothers. And over the past we have helped over 50 families. One that I think I know for sure is that we can help 50 more, but we need more help with contributors and sponsors to help with fixing up our buildings so that we have buildings. So we need sponsors and things like that. And for those who are interested, we have a contributor wall and we name all of our contributors. And I am actually one of our first
How did you find out about it?
I found out about y'all actually off of from you Facebook, LinkedIn. I know it was one of them. LinkedIn. Yeah, it was LinkedIn. And that's where I found it.
From social media to reality.
Ready? Bad? Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kendrick Tillman. I serve as the Vice President of Black Professional Men here. And my company is Five Star Enterprise. We do community outreach, educational services. I love black people, and I try to connect the dots between people who need, people who have, and people who want to succeed. I try to connect with people who move amongst purpose, not their ego. People who move amongst their ego, who have a purpose. So I try to connect with that as well. Come to an introduction. One of our former presidents.
Hey guys.
Gal.
Oh, y'all accepted the change now, huh? Times have changed. Back in the day, man. I wouldn't let no woman
Thank
I
you.
hear you. It's all good now. Yeah, we get ready for our youth entrepreneurship conference tomorrow. So, helping our young people with entrepreneurship early. 50 times.
What time start tomorrow?
8 o'clock. Wow.
I gotta be set up by 8. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
That's why I can't even tell you.
You serious?
Yeah, I'm in 7 o'clock. So yeah, they will be expecting you.
I thought I was set up in the theater, not the.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So everything starts this
Give me
again?
at 7:30, man. You'll be
Okay.
all right.
But my workshop will start at 10 though.
9:45.
9:45. Try to get
Just
this.
give me at 7:30. All right, y'all.
And so those who don't know, I'm the STEM DJ. I found a way to combine my engineering degree with being a professional DJ. I'm going to a workshop for the conference tomorrow. And honestly, I just continue to connect the dots. It's a pleasure to be here, y'all.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Anthony Pitts. I've been at BPM since August of last year. Still learning, and I'm just happy to be here.
And I'm Hassan Diggs. I am the Tommy of the organization. People really don't think I have a job, but by day I'm a project manager for customs and border protection, or IT project manager. So the thing we want to get into now is a segment that we want to grow outside the meeting, but this is definitely a good place to have it, is making money make sense. I say it right?
Never did.
He never changed the title every time. What is it? What is the called then? Making sense of money. Oh, why is it in dinner now? It's in a dinner room. I'm just having it here. I did that. That's my fault. I'm just, you got it. So, making sense of money. Oh, okay. Fair enough. This was you all that one works. I was the right one. Did you do it yet? Not yet. No. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
So today's, I'm glad you're here, because I was going to mention you. I didn't get permission to mention you, so I was glad you. And we are live. Live? Yeah, I want to tell you. Good evening. In case somebody knows the alibi. Right. So today's topic is who's advising you? So I want to go with some stats. So 90% of all businesses, I'm going with some negative stuff. So 90% of all businesses fail within a few years. That's brick and mortars, right? Brick and mortar. 90% of all online businesses, which I have a couple, fail within the first 4 months. Right? So this is the business sense. There's about 28 million small businesses in America, 6 million private. Of the African American community, about 2 million businesses, 1.9 million are sole proprietors. Meaning that 96% of all African American businesses cannot hire anybody else. They work alone. Make sense? So they have a business, but they work alone. So you guys might have read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. You guys, anybody ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad? You read Rich Dad Poor Dad? They talk about the cash flow quadrant. You guys ever heard of it? And in the book, one guy is super educated, but he's broke. Right? One guy's a basic guy. His stepdad becomes wealthy, and he teaches him, he schools him how it works. Right? So just in the past few years, well, in 1 year alone, 33,000 PhDs filed for food stamps. That's about 700 a state. Last year, 700 PhDs, the highest education level you can get in the world, are filing for food stamps. But the last 700 millionaires have a 2.7 GPA. I'm going to ask you again, who's advising you? In the Bible, there's a quote that says, a man with many advisors, his plans are sure. The average millionaire got 6 advisors before he was a millionaire. Y'all with me? Before they were a millionaire, they were getting advice by 6 different people financially before they made decisions. Oh, that's your raise your hand. I brought up Mr. Lee here because how many people have spent at least 2 to 3 hours with this good brother here? I think he's a ridiculous resource just in common sense and perspective. 700 millionaires with a 2.7 GPA with the last 33,000 PhDs filed for food stamps. There's a passage in the Bible that said, knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. I imagine that most of these people feel that they're pretty brilliant, right? Now, my mom's a professor here. She's mathematics. She started the first Christian fraternity and sorority in the country. It's about 60 colleges now. She has a scholarship named after her because she got so many awards for Teacher of the Year. So I'm a huge fan of education. But my mama, the professor, said that all education does is inform. The power is in training. Not being informed, it's in training. Y'all with me? I'm like, well, what's the difference, Mommy and Daddy, with training? Who you walking with that can hold you accountable of your thoughts and your decisions? That's training. Reading a book is cool, right? But training is something completely different. The number one reason why these 90% of all businesses fail in the first 3 years, and online businesses, 90% of them fail within 4 months. The number one reason is lack of training. Over 95, according to the Harvard Business Review, 95% of businesses spend less than 5% of all their money and resources on training. But 95% of that conversation is on results. That's brilliant, right? I just want y'all to understand, because there's a culture in America that's necessarily divine. Right? Y'all with me? So David started off in section 8 in the Bible. He died a trillionaire. Somebody was advising him. Y'all with me? There's a whole lot of those guys like that. So I don't want Abraham, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to get extra religious. But Abraham his nephew got kidnapped. They took him in town. And some people say these stories. Cool, some of them cool stories. Abraham's nephew locked his kidnapping his wife in town. They snatch him in town. They go downtown to whatever they're ready to do to his nephew. Abraham shows up with 320 workers. The Bible didn't say volunteers. It said they were paid. I think that's pretty gangster. You show up in town with 320 goons to say, I need my nephew back. I think you got a budget. I think you were probably advised. Y'all with me? 82%. Watch this. Now you tell me the culture about advising, about who's advising you. 82% of America lives paycheck to paycheck. Y'all with me? 52% of America, for every $1 that they make, they spend $1.33. 33% more than they make, 52%. 95% of America after 65 can't stop working. Y'all with me? Mind you, the average millionaire has 6 to 7 advisors. Keep in mind their GPA is 2.7. Many PhDs are struggling, can't stop working. I don't want nobody. I want to get trained. I just rather read page 78 over and over and over again. But I don't want nobody in my life holding me accountable. Y'all with me? Why am I saying this? What is the purpose of BPM if the BPM members don't get trained? If the BPM brothers don't get advised? Y'all with me? If we ain't humble enough to get advised, we deserve all these numbers. Because the numbers are the numbers. But if we do something different, we should what? Get something different. Y'all with me? So 70% of America do not have $1,000 in case of emergency. Watch this. In 2005, the average household had $57,000 in income. Today, the average household has $56,000 in income. It went down to $1,000. America has not had a raise, according to Money Matters and Forbes, in 20 years. Why? Because incomes have been going up 2%, but inflation goes up 3%. Can you keep up with that? Right? So the cost of a house in 2006 was $166,000. The cost of a house today, average house is $313,000. But the average income has only gone up $800 a year in the past 20 years, incommensurate to the inflation. Who's advising you on how to get through that? Who are you coaching, right? It's easy to mentor other people when we get mentored, right? I was at one of my clients, I'm getting recorded, so I'll watch how you say this. I won't say where she works, so I keep it safe. But one of the highest mental health facilities in the country. She's out right now on mental health issues. One of the highest, most regarded, and she's a senior level mental health counselor. She's one of 6 in her office out on leave for mental health issues. My first question is, how many people advise you? Right? Good counselors get counseling. Y'all with me? I really want a deep conviction of who's advising you. Pride comes before the fall. I don't care if you know about business if I get the W. I want to win. Y'all with me? So we're going to talk about investments real quick, and I'm going to end that in regards to time. Anybody has a calculator on their phone? I seen a post today, and everybody kept hashtagging my name. I know what was going on. A brother said, what do I invest and put my money to grow? The first 6 people said, you need to go to the nearest bank and get some advice. And so my response was, have you ever seen a millionaire pull up? There's 11 million of them, by the way. So the new six-figure income in America is $1 million. I just want y'all to know. So I said, have you ever seen a millionaire pull up to the ATM and say, excuse me, I want to check on my account? Because they don't. Right? So I want to show you, who have a calculator on their phone? You got a calculator?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I want you have Siri?
I think, yeah.
I want you to ask Siri, what is the average interest rate of a savings account?
Hey Siri, what is the average you said interest rate?
What is the average interest rate of a savings account?
What is the average interest rate of a savings account?
Here's what I found on the web for what is the average introduce the interest rate.
Make sure I'm-
Yeah, ask her again.
What is the average interest rate of a savings account?
Here's what I found on the web for what is the average interest rate of a savings account.
Did she answer you? Or she just pulled up stuff?
She just pulled up stuff.
Probably are you gonna see 0.01, 0.06, or 0.05? 0.02 Bank of America,
Bank of
0.06.
America, 0.01.
0.01 Bank of America, right?
Chase
So we told you, go to school, get a good job, and put your money in what? A savings account. That's what we told. I want you, this is the rule of 72. Einstein calls this the eighth wonder of the world. The rule of 72 says, I talked about this last time, you take any interest rate and you divide it by 72, it's going to tell you how long it's going to take your money to double. Who don't want their money double? Right? You can't outwork money. Make sense? I can go real hard, but I'm going to show you what happens going real hard without money double. 72 divided by 0.06. So I'm going to give you a good number. I don't know who, that's one of the Q's.
$200.
So that's the years. So if you had $10,000 put away, it would take you 1,200 years, according to what he just said, for that 10,000 to turn into 20,000. You excited about that? We told to go to school, get a good education, and put our money where? You think those guys that are millionaires are getting that advice? No! Right? There has to be a brutal culture among BPM for success. Brutal. First of all, who's advising me? And if nobody's advising me, let me go find some. Right? Purposely myself intentionally. 2%, 72 divided by 2 is 36 years. So let's say I'm 40. In 36 years, I'll be 76. At 76, I'll have $20,000. With anything with a 20% interest rate, can you retire $20,000? Can you?
2%, right?
2%. Can you retire at what, 20 grand? No. Especially if you make 60 grand a year. How long can you survive? First quarter of the year. Over 95% of the seniors I meet with at churches and stuff like that, I usually ask. I ask with all due respect, I always ask. Question, how many of you retired? Almost always raise their hand. I have 65. And I ask question, somebody part-time or someone, and they all raise their hand. So I say, guys, by definition, that means you're not retired, you're just tired. You got to teach your kids the truth, or they're going to do what? Imitate it. You ain't retired, you just tired. I got a family member, I'll be nice in how I say this, that saw another family member in his late 40s. Every time he puts on an event, he sits in a corner and he sleeps. He makes him between his wife to make about $400,000. And his son comes up to me and says, "Uncle," I said about the same. A family member said, family member Marcel, can you help me to not end up like that? Sure. I said, you gotta have a doubling period. 72 divided by 6 is 12 years. So if I'm 40, in 12 years I'll be 52. In 12 years I'll be 64. In 12 years I'll be 76. In 12 years I'll be 88. So at 40 I'll have the same 10,000. 52 I have 20,000. 64 I have 40,000. 76 I have 80,000. 88 I have 160,000. Now 72 divided by 6 is 6 years. So that's 12 years. So where do you think my life would be at 88 investing in something with 12% versus 60? At 88 I had 160,000. With me? So where would I be at 88 with 12%? Just a guesstimation.
Probably half of that.
Half or twice? More, less? At least double, right? So watch this. 72 divided by 12 is 6. So 40, then 46, 52, 58, right? Every 6 years, y'all with me? 64, 70, 76, 82, 88. 46, I have 20,000. 52, I have 40. 58, I have 80. 64, I have 160. 70, I have 320. 76, I have 640. 82, I have 1.2 million. 88, I have 2.4 million. I watched a white family that lived in an actual trailer put $100 away a month in something that had 12%. I watched a family that lived in Mitchellville, black family. This was they were advised, right? Had $260,000 income. They put away $1,500 a month in the savings account. These guys put away 15 times more than these guys. Make sense? These trailer folks now live in Columbia. What happens to this money? Is it getting bigger or smaller? So they're getting about $12,000 a month in income sitting around. And it just keeps doubling every 10 years. These guys, it takes every 12. I went to go see them twice because they all got PhDs. They're advising themselves. They filed bankruptcy 2 times and refiled. Who's advising you? We got to be brutal. Y'all with me? I'm going to leave with this last 2 minutes as well. I'm going to be done with this. In 1920, a bunch of Europeans started converting to Judaism. At that time, I've had the luxury of traveling. So usually when I get to go over those places, I'll say, hey, what's your background? They say, I'm from Poland. I'm like, oh, really? What's your background? From Germany, from Krakow, Warsaw, Russia. The European Jews. So in 1920, in the Middle East, a bunch of the Europeans started converting to Judaism. Most of the planet knew about 100 years ago that Jews in general were considered brown people. By 1940, Hitler had an issue with that. He said, you want to be brown? I'm going to help you be brown. You want to be black? I'll help you be black. 1905. Right? So I said, people fight. So they did what most people did. Peace out. It's time to go. 1960, my mom was 9 years old. Y'all with me? 9 years old. You with me? Half of them in the planet moved here. New York was the #1 place they moved. Baltimore was the second. Baltimore has the second highest Jewish population. Y'all with me? This group said, I'm not marching. I'm not talking. We have nothing else to say. We're going to study capitalism. We have nothing else to say. 2 things. They had a book called The 7 Enduring Principles of a People. At the bar mitzvah, they was talking about life insurance. Because they said there's only one thing that's certain. We all going to die. So Stephen Cohen got $500,000 on him for dirt cheap. All of them started getting life insurance. Right? Keep in mind, 90% of all Jews at that time were street sweepers, poor and broke. 90% of all blacks, street sweepers, poor and broke. 90% of all Latinos. My mom was 9. She's almost 70 now. African Americans are 19 times larger. We're about 50 million of us, and it's just a couple million of them. Right? And 80% of the atheists that are registered on paper are from that same group, European Jews. Filled out a paper, said, I hate God. Now, the same group that's 19 times smaller makes up 1/2 of the planet's billionaires. They own 90% of all banks, 76% of all retail, 92% of all black music. They own 92%, and 95% of all media. How? You're the smallest group on the planet. Principles. Who's advising you? Who's advising you? It don't matter how big you are, right? It's who's advising you. They was getting set on fire while we was getting beat. They said, I'm not saying nothing. They put insurance on everybody's head. It's called building a financial house. So why? If one person dies, we ain't going through the floor. 87% of households, when the breadwinner dies, they go down within 6 months 2 financial classes. My brother hung himself at 23. He was going to law school, ready to become an attorney, ready to put money down on the house. He killed himself. My niece calls me at 11 years old, 11 years later. She says, oh, Marcel, guess what we're going to do? What? Buy a house. What were they doing 11 years ago? Ready to buy a house. In this area, right, just so you know, in this area, we have the highest percentage of educated blacks in the history of ever. 63% of millennials have a college degree, right? The black males opening businesses at 400%, just record break. Black women have more master's degrees and PhDs than any other group. The Nigerians, all the Africans, have more master's degrees and PhDs than every race, including the Asians in this area. The average black family takes 2 to 6 vacations in this area a year. Just record breaking. Y'all with me? You know what our net worth is in this area? $3,000, based on the United States Census. Who's advising you?
We can talk about it later, guys. We're going to talk about specifically how. I know we're out of time. I get way too excited. I got to fall back. I think I took both boards. I was supposed to take the corner of one. But I want BPM to, and I know Hassan has a deep conviction about this, to have a tremendously deep conviction about humility, about advice, about talking. Y'all with me? If you ain't where you want to be, ask somebody. I'm telling you now how I invest my money. I don't care if I ain't where I want to be. I'm telling y'all, I die today. Go ahead.
So how can somebody discreetly ask you for help on getting where they want to be?
You can text Hassan and Hassan will forward you my
That's
number.
not discreet, man.
I thought that was discreet.
I said, how can
My cell
somebody
phone number is
discreetly-
443-955-8720. You text me directly.
Okay.
Marcel Russell.
All right.
That fair enough?
That's discreet. That's discreet.
I was looking at 5-star to see if it was discreet. I
I'm
didn't
just
get it.
I'm just saying, you know.
If the star says it's discreet, then I'm going with it.
No. Boom, I'm gonna sit down connector.
So we laugh and we joke about it, but this is something that is very important, that we have resources that are available to everybody, not just members, but to everybody that can help you get to where you want to be. Like today I had this epiphany. I have a new item on my vision board. I want to be retired for 30 years. I want that to marinate with y'all. But what that means, I don't want to be retired in 30 years. I want to be retired for 30 years. So think about that. You know, so I probably need to quit tomorrow, but that's my new vision board item. But thank you. Anybody have any questions for Marcel?
Yeah. Like you, man. I think the most important thing is the cultural shift. Absolutely, you can do all the math you want, but if you don't have that cultural shift, I went through a bar mitzvah maybe a month ago. It's a total different thought. It's a cultural shift that we're just not accustomed to. Retirement is not just sitting home going fishing. It's a whole, it's something that we have not been acculturated to. We don't want to stop working because we still don't grow. And fear is, you know, like brother said, there's nothing fear but fear itself. I used to live off of Marlboro, which is right. There's some $1 million houses, there's some ballers, guys on the Wizards live back there. I'll get you 77 houses underwater. And those are 3 and 4, 5, because Bridgeville County, the richest black county in the United States.
81%.
Yeah, I'm just being honest with you.
And what he's, to piggyback on what he says, this is not their idea. They'll tell you that. They know that the elders are black. They don't even trip. The reason why they struggle with, when I meet with the rabbis, they say, I struggle with respecting you because that's your grandfather who taught that.
Yeah.
Like we stole y'all stuff. And then y'all don't do it. We don't psychologically get it. Like, this is what they're like, the disrespect is, this is you. Like, we're telling you where it was.
Yeah, I'm good. Appreciate it.
So
thank you.
One question. My brother Marcel, how you doing?
Yes, sir.
Bitcoin, lean coin versus gold and silver. Which is better to invest in?
15-second answer. I think it's been tested. And it's kind of like a bubble that really hasn't burst yet. So there's a slight concern. I'm not coming at it in a negative way or positive way. I tell people, if you don't have money to invest in it, it's kind of like real estate. If you don't have money to lose, don't go over there. If you have money to lose, go over there. You don't get into real estate to get wealthy. You get in real estate because you are wealthy. Right? I got friends with 12 properties and they still can't stop working. That's not, you don't get in real estate to get wealthy. You get in real estate in general. 92% of people do not get wealthy that get into real estate. They get wealthy because they had wealth and they bought land from their wealth. Make sense? Does that help you?
So, anything else?
No, sir.
All right. So, he has an appointment, so that's why we adjusted the,
Thank you guys so much.
But,
Thanks,
one,
Jose. Thanks.
to go over, it is about, don't want to give him a, so he's a hard-working man. He came all the way half across town to come and do this for us and then go back all the way across. So I appreciate his commitment. So as y'all know, Black professional men, our mission is to ensure the future of African American males. Now, I was thinking about this as well, man. I've been recovering, so I've been doing a lot of thinking, right? So we're like a pot of gumbo. And when I say that, it's like, there's a lot of different flavors in the pot. So when we say we ensure the future of African American males, it tastes different and looks different to everybody. To some people, we do that through working with the youth. With some people, we do that through helping broken men. To some people, we do that through helping those get over the hump. But the all root of that is to ensure the future of African American male. Okay? The premise of everything that we do is a stronger male makes a stronger family, makes a stronger community. That's the core of everything that we do. Any questions? Now, in front of you, you have an overview of everything that we have going on. So take a moment, look at it. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. I wanted to go over a few highlights. So I wanted to talk about pathways. I know John and Willie Sims and Pastor Tillman have been working on that. That's been, is that what, 4 months now?
Yes, we have orientation in 3 sessions. So.
Right, so that's been, and you know, that is one of the things it took a long time to get there, but now that we're there, things are kind of, are moving greatly. So I wanted to take the time to highlight that, and also for any brother who wanted to come out with this first Saturday of the month at the same location.
Yes.
It's the first Saturday of the month. So any brother who want to come out there, please get with John, and he can give you the information about that. We also have a chess mentoring program. Information about that is on our website. We have our STEM program that we do every day at the schools. Now we also have our Black Restaurant 365 tours. Those are going on now. All that information is on our calendar. There's 2 purposes for that program. The primary purpose of that program is that we want to provide people the opportunity to socialize with people that they want to be around. And so I know there's people who don't want to go to bars, who don't want to go to cigar bars. They may want to go eat. And so this provides an opportunity for members to get together, get to know each other, and also help bring awareness to Black businesses, as well as bring awareness to Black businesses. So all that information is on our calendar, and it's up there. I think we have we're averaging about 2 a month. So we have some nice new partners with that, and that's going to pick up a lot of steam in the next couple of months. Now, on June 9th, we're doing a fishing trip at Columbia Beach. We're going to catch, cook, eat, fish. Now, I tried to go practice the other day. I didn't catch anything. So we may have to come up with a backup plan, but that's the plan for that. We also have our Mind Our Own Business workshop that we're doing at the fourth Wednesday of every month. Now, next month we're doing Rojas. Rojas is going to be on 6/15.
I'm sorry. Mind Your Business is not on Thursday?
No, I have it there on Thursday.
No, I thought it was Thursday. I was talking about before Thursday.
No, because we had to move it from
Third Wednesday.
fourth Wednesday. Since we had to move it from Startup Nest. But we're doing Rojas. So the tickets to the public are $100. The tickets to our members are $50. Okay. So we're probably going to be closing that pretty soon. We have our Bonner Awards notifications going out for people to vote on our Bonner Awards. So for brothers, if you want to make your tickets, you can send your ticket money via PayPal. Send as a friend to treasurer@bpminc.org. And we also have You have any questions about that?
Where's the row house gonna be?
It's gonna be at City Hall.
It's gonna be at City Hall.
It's gonna be at City Hall.
Okay. How many folks we gonna have in attendance? You said it's gonna be a different format this year as far as,
Yes. So it's gonna be, since it's our 25th year, it's gonna be a little bit more intimate. So, we'll see how many people purchase tickets. And go from there.
what's the date again?
It is 6/15. Friday, June 6th.
June 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Friday.
So we also have, we categorize it as a members appreciation, which is Eat Black Baltimore. So that's an event. It costs $20 to come to the event. However, all members and your guests are free, and your name is your name are your tickets. Is that romantic, right? It don't sound right, but no, the tickets are plural.
The name is subject.
Your name is the admission.
This is English is my second language. Once I know that. All right. So your name is your admission for you and your plus number. So you don't need to get a ticket. You need to come and say, I'm so and so, and if you know the membership committee, then you're able to get in. Now this event is a very nice event. We had the first one on March 31st. So it highlights black chefs. This one we're doing now is highlighting dessert chefs. So it's going to be very exciting. We're getting a lot of buzz from that. But it's also designed to be able to show appreciation to our members for all the work that y'all do, even the work that you do that nobody sees. So we're doing it in a way to be able to show that appreciation. Eat Black Baltimore. And we're also doing a Wine, Spirit, and Soul Festival on July 14th. Okay? Tickets are $25. Now, there's going to be a VIP area, and there's going to be a BPM area. So, the BPM members get to go to the BPM area just by purchasing their ticket, which is going to be a tinted area, and that's all I got to say about that. So it's going to be a nice event. We're going to have some DJs, we're going to have some bands. Does anybody have any questions about that? It's going to be at Benjamin Banneker Park on July 19th. And then on July 28th, we're going to have, that's not on July 28th, we're going to have a BBM cookout at Columbia Beach in Shadyside, Maryland. If you want to come, everybody's welcome. If you want to bring something, bring some wine. We have any questions or anything?
Where's Columbia Beach?
Columbia Beach is in Shadyside, Maryland. That's like below Dallas. So Columbia Beach is the place where blacks used to be able to go from DC to vacation. It's one of the places where it's like a black beach.
The Carl's Beach?
It's not Carl's Beach.
Like cars.
Like Carl's Beach.
Like
Sound like cars. I heard of cars.
So it's yeah.
I ain't never heard.
And a lot of the residents there are descendants of the people who lived there during that time.
Segregation.
Yeah, no segregation. So but it's a nice area. So yeah. So again, a few people, some letters to give your opinions on.
Yeah, okay. I think it's great progress. However, I think we should have a card in general for all PM members. That'd be a good idea.
So
I think. Everything here you're doing is great. We're doing is great. But I think we should have a card in general for the members. That should be on the table.
So the main thing is that if you accomplish A, you accomplish B. So when we do get these cards made, we are going to have a member here to give them. We are going to have it where our members are able to get a card as well. So, but, great thought. Mr. Sessions, do you have any feedback for the letter?
I think, you talking about where you're doing the percentages?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's, a nice, it seems like we are, have work to do to get this to the committee. But, I have a sign at the shop, I can put it on the sign.
What do you think?
It's a great concept, and let's see how we can get it going.
Alright, so John Harris has been working on this, behind the scenes, so this is, example of the work. So again, we have a lot of people that are doing a lot of work and nobody is watching. So, what do you think? Is it Michelle?
Yeah,
What do you think?
I just pretty much just looked over it.
Okay,
I think I think it would be good, because actually I'm looking at it, and I've attended some of the, my particular man. I attended, a lot of meetings, many bands. And his, downtown Baltimore Cultural Center, yeah, he owns a lot of events down there, and he has the younger saving our black men. So, that's kind of like why I'm here, well, guys, I won't be interrupting all of y'all meetings. We're trying to see how we can collaborate that east-west thing, north-south, because they all over the place. They're like my son.
I got you. I appreciate your feedback. So if anybody has any question about the report, or any of the projects that we got going on?
I have one thing on having some percentages. Do we want to, not politically tied to law, that doesn't have any council office 4 or 5 officers.
Right. What do y'all think?
Can't hear.
Business owners in here, what do you think of, instead of having the multiple different portions, just say here's a 10% or 20%, let them opt in to that and how they want to do the business. If they, that way it keeps it simple when people are trying to figure out, okay, what discount are you supposed to give? Or what should I expect from you? Because if someone doesn't know, then, this BPM card gives me a flat percent, period. Because you start saying, your business gets 5%, your business gets 10%, it gets confusing because I've used cards before. So as business owners, I'd like just any comments on that, is what you think about that, trying to keep your employees and your operations going with multiple things.
I would think a flat rate, like a 10% rate across the board, for any business. You know what I'm saying? That'd be, sufficient enough, It's not complicated, simple. Here's my card, 10% off of this, you got, okay. What I think.
So I appreciate that. And anybody else?
Business owners' thoughts on either a flat rate or reduced options instead of multiple options?
So we are issuing cards to BPM members who are entrepreneurs, and the card we can hand out to receive a discount because they're BPM members? Or
No, so what happens with this card is that all BPM members will get a card, one card, okay?
Card.
We have some BPM members who like to contribute in fundraisers, so they will be able to sell those cards, but also our youth that's in our youth programs that have a cost associated with it, they will be able to go out and sell these cards as they sell for the Boy Scouts. It's the same business model that they would do. And so their supporters of that child will be the purchasers of the card.
You say that their supporters of the card will purchase their card,
The supporters of the children will purchase those cards.
and that purchase price will be
$20.
And that will,
That's the sales price.
selling price.
Right.
We're supporting their organizations or they're part of one of our programs, so that we have a supported audience of BPM, and then we're just giving them a way to
So like I said, we would give a kid $100
100 cars to sell. Not physically 100 cars, but they can have the sign-up sheet to sell 100 cars, okay? Only 40 of those cars are gonna go to the particular program, all right? That means 60 of those cars can go to that kid's college fund. And so when if you purchase a car,
Go ahead.
so when you purchase a car, then you can, take it to a business and redeem a discount.
The card's like a coupon,
That
a coupon.
business is already established that discount with BPM, right?
Right.
So every business, you're assuming every business is gonna buy into 10%?
No, I'm assuming that every business is gonna have a different price point.
Right.
And one of the reasons why I feel that way is because if you have a business and their services cost $10,000,
Right.
well, 10% is $1,000.
Right.
All right, so, you know, they may wanna do a smaller amount. So, but if you have a business and their business is $20, well, 10% is $2. You know, they're happy to do that. So, I provided that particular scale to reduce the amount of no's that we'd be able to get just from,
The businesses?
right. Because we just don't want restaurants. We wanna have all businesses that is willing to support. You have a question?
You have answered it.
Okay, you took care of it. All right. So does that make sense?
So have we done any studies on the percentages of different types of businesses that typically give discounts for?
Short answer is no.
Okay. I'm slow with this, so get this straight, break it down. I have a business, and so, y'all contact me, me being a member, and I say, okay, I'm gonna buy maybe 2 cards or something.
Incorrect.
Okay,
The
all right.
cards are for the captive audience, right?
Okay.
So kids want, say, us to bring a program into the school, and so instead of the cost coming from the parents or cost coming from the school, we're giving the opportunity for the kids to raise that cost with these cards. So the conversation with you is about, okay, I'm gonna identify that that's the card that I'm gonna give this discount for. On the other end, it's to raise funds for a revenue stream for that captive audience, for that kid's scholarship fund, or for the programs that the cost gets offset for. Does that make sense?
Yes, what I'm saying, so we already established that I'm gonna be a participant in it, so y'all gonna go ahead and contact different businesses, I'm saying.
Correct.
Or businesses already that's a member of, organization, you know what I'm saying, automatically gonna be tied into this.
So what it is, we are actively soliciting, maybe it's this way, recruiting businesses to be part of it. So you'll have a list online or in a folder with the card. Say, hey, here's a list of businesses that you can get the discount with this card. Those are participating businesses for the program. The consumer or the purchaser of the card takes that card, much like a CVS card or whatever, and they get those discounts. So instead of just having the one business like a CVS or Giant or whatever, you can take that card to those participating businesses and you get that discount according to the scale that they authorize with or agreed to with BPM. So it's 3 different components, or actually 4. But you have the 3 components. You have the business getting the discount, or the just agreed upon discount. You have the consumer that bought the card from the child that's collecting or building funds towards the scholarship fund, their personal scholarship fund. And then we're just pretty much the facilitators, and we kind of manage it all.
So that $20, that's, I'm a child, I sold you a ticket. That $20 that I get for selling you the ticket is part of it's gonna go towards the scholarship fund, and part of it's gonna go towards something else. So, it's like a bucket that overflows. So, the first bucket would be their program, the second bucket would be their scholarship. So then once the funds are satisfied with their program, then funds overflow into another bucket. That is a percentage. No, it's not. So you start off with one bucket. Right. So we want them to be able to have that particular program. The fact of the matter is that a child takes
takes a ticket and sells it to a person, a consumer, who buys the ticket just for the main purpose of getting a discount at one of these businesses.
Right.
Okay, that money that person gets for selling the ticket goes into one of two buckets.
Right.
Who manages those buckets? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Where's the money from? I mean, you wanna put that trust in a 17-year-old?
No, so, we manage it.
Okay.
So what happens is that we give the kids sign-up sheets. And so they don't get the physical cards until they till they get their orders. So this way, because the cards are like cash, we give a kid 100 cards, if they lose them, or whatever, there's nothing you can do about that.
So we BPM Treasury or county, they manage the records for that money that this guy's been selling cards for a year. That he's picked up $1,000 worth of cards.
Yes, so.
And that's in his name.
So what would happen is that we have a virtual assistant. So this would be a duty that would fall under our virtual assistant. And she would manage the logistical aspect of it. But then our treasurer would be the one who writes the check that it goes out.
Jody, was that?
Yeah, I'm in control. It all adds up. As long as it all balances out. But basically, they're making it sound complicated.
It does.
Kid, instead of a card, this was Boy Scout cookies. And you gotta sign up a sheet. Okay, this is how many I need. This is how many I'm giving you. Check it off. That was Miss Jones. That was this. Thanks for the money. All right, so now I've raised $100. So now I can go on the camping trip. I've raised more than $100. Anything above the $100 goes towards my scholarship. That's all it is.
Okay, that's simplified.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Boy Scouts.
I don't know. That's the only second
They
thing.
still camp cards. They still camp cards.
BPM cookies.
So, any questions? Now the cards are only good for a year. So the cards would be like, so in September, we will release the 2019 cards. So every September, we will release the cards for the upcoming year. And then they expire the December 31st of that year. Any questions? Cool. So now I would like for Kendrick is going to kind of talk about community service.
Good evening again. Yeah. Again, I'm the Vice President of Black Professional Men, so I'm going to talk about different opportunities we have to get involved. I was in the middle of sending an email. Sorry about that. Let me pull up my notes for you. I love the concept, as our president says, we strengthen the male, who strengthens the family, who strengthens the community. And what Black Professional Men to me has become is a beacon of organizations, initiatives, and the greatness of trying to pursue our mission, which is to ensure the future of the African American male. And so there are organizations and partners that have a captive audience, there are organizations and partners that have programming, and there are organizations and partners that have some type of need. And so we kind of fit in the middle of those three things, those three buckets. And so I want to talk about two things around community service hours and community activities. And so when I look at different community service hours that we have, we always have community service hours, we always have a opportunity to mentor a youth, and we always have an opportunity to mentor each other. And so all these calculates as community hours for us when it comes to the opportunities we have at Barkley Elementary, which is every day. That's our STEM program from 7:30 to 2:30. And so if you ever have an opportunity to go to Barkley, T&T is the managing partner for our STEM program. elementary, middle, every day. So if you ever say, oh, I want to volunteer on a Friday, you can contact him, text him, say, I want to come to Barclay on Friday, this date, this time. It's always every day for the last 2 years. And so the goal of that is just to basically showcase black men, because I realize being in schools that we are gold. There's not a lot of black men in schools that have that presence. And I realize that presence is so important because sometimes the young kings and young queens, they don't have a representation of a professional black man in their life. And so I'm learning that we are a beacon in this community to actually be able to help out and showcase just being us, just being there. And I realize that we represent something that's missing out their lives. So we want to be able to add value to that from a community service perspective. Second is the community activities. Again, we have our regular school activities that I just discussed, but we also have our Pathways to Purpose program that John can like to just give a brief overview on what we've been doing for the last.
Yes, certainly. We meet every first Saturday. It's called Pathways to a Purpose. We've got 12 modules, and I would actually like to solicit some help on doing some of them. We've done Ray Harris helped us with life skills. Willie Simmons helped us with communication. And Brian Wardley, who's not here tonight, helped us with health tips. So there's actually a curriculum. I've got some pamphlets here I'm going to leave with you. But we're actually still curating the program of who's going to do the modules. So I've been doing them 3 at a time. So I've done my first 3, so I need some help on the next 3. So I'd be more than happy to talk to you all about that. I've got some cards if you need them. But it's basically life skills for one part. That's the BPM side. And we're partnering with another group who's headed by, it's called Bridge Maryland. And what they do is teach a civic social justice side of it. It's 1 hour for BPM side life skills, 1 hour for the 1 hour for the social side, and we're out of there by 1 o'clock. We feed them at 12. Have pizza for lunch, and we're gaining traction. First we had 3 people, now we're up to 16, and we have a cap at 20. So it's getting bigger and better.
And so it's the content, STEM focused, education focused, mentorship, all of the above. You talk about the content.
Sure. One second. Run through the modules real quick. And like I said, we're curating the modules as we're going along, 3 at a time. So this is not in the order we're doing them, but we've done life skills, communication. Well, let me break down. Life skills. What is my self-interest? The first part is BPM side, the life skills side. The second part is going to be what actually who runs it is our chaplain, Pastor Marlon Tillman. He does a great job. Second module is communication, how to communicate for a legislator. We just did that Saturday. It was phenomenal. Conflict resolution is the next one, and de-escalating a bad situation. Peer pressure, what is my self-interest, is the next one. We've already done health and sex ed. Couldn't do sex ed in the church, so we had to kind of change that around a little bit. African American history, the history of racism, dress for success, taking a seat of power, financial literacy, then leadership, then we want to do a vision board, and then we want to do a weekend race and power summit, finally graduation. So that should take us to March of next year.
Thank you so much. And so our other community activities that we have is the chess mentoring program. I feel like chess is a way of life. We don't sit down and actually play that game, apply it to life, and how strategy and being able to predict next moves of your opponent, all the things that you can pull from chess, to me, I think is extremely valuable. And for us as black men to be able to sit down and mentor with the young king, that program is spearheaded by Dr. Tina Stevens and BPM member Darren Rogers. And so that is another program that you can get involved with.
Where is that held?
And multiple schools actually.
So like we probably have a meeting next Friday. Woodlawn High School. I'll let you.
drum up, I can be the point person, or I'll make sure you get the information. And finally, we got our core community activities. Of course, core community activities are, I would say, kind of consistent. We have on our sheet, you'll see a few of them. Our MLK Day Parade, our Feed the Hungries, our Turkey Giveaway, our Christopher Place program. And for us, we like BPM to be a layer to the pie. BPM, we don't really want to be the whole pie because we all have professional careers, we all have time constraints, sometimes our hearts are bigger than our actual schedules. And so everything that we're doing, we want to have partners to add a layer and add value to all the things that we're a part of. So the MLK Day Parade is just a way to connect with other organizations. We come together and walk the parade. It's pretty simple, plug and play. Mr. Harris set it up last year, I believe, right? And who set it up last year? Chris Dime set it up last year, and we've been doing that for a few years, and it gives us a recognition in the mayor's, in that parade. Feed the Hungry Kids, who's our partner for that?
The Hunger Project?
The Hungry Project. So again, everything that we're doing, there's a partner, that's what they focus on. And we're just adding value to what they do. And that way we can all reap a benefit of ensuring the future of the African American male through our platform of strengthening the male to the strengthening the family, to strengthen the community. And with that, I'll open the floor of any questions for me.
The festival put together in Towson.
Yes,
When is that?
that's September the 15th.
Okay, that's 2 days or 1 day?
It's one day
One
festival. Next year, it grows into 2 days. But the Baltimore County African American Baltimore Festival traditionally has only been a 1 day festival. Yeah, so the AFRAM has been 2 days. That's the Baltimore City.
Used to be 3.
3 days. That means 3. And so it will be from, actually, so one of the layers, the Black Professional is a 5K. So our health and wellness, on top of that whole festival, we're kicking off a 5K that morning, and the actual festival starts at 10, I believe. So we'll have a 5K going on 8 in the morning with Black Professional Men. Our member Cornell is spearheading that layer of the festival.
10 to 7, something like that, 10 to 5.
So 10, the festival itself is 10 to dark, 10 to 7, 10 to about 8. I think the headliner comes on like 6:45.
What's the date again?
September 15th.
15.
And so
It's online.
Yep.
And hours are what?
Let's just say this, if you talk, including the 5K, you're talking 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
All right. Thank you.
So what, the 5 days, like 8 to noon?
8 to 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. to 10?
Well, it's like 8 until it's walking.
Yeah. It's a
I'm
like,
saying, I'm gonna need till noon, that's what I'm at.
So before the festival
it's
starts,
before the
it's
festival. I think it'll be over before the festival actually starts. We're talking 7 to 10,
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
Are you running for anything in specific or?
Prostate.
Prostate.
Prostate, okay. Have you partnered with a prostate cancer hospital or doctor or?
We're still working on that.
I gotta connect with that.
You need help with anything?
Yeah, so right now it's still in fundraising mode, so I can basically book our headline. To me, I found out that in Baltimore County, you can't really make any moves until everything is locked in so you can get the insurance.
Yeah, who's the headline?
That's what I'm saying. I need to book the headline. We need money to book a headline
Yeah,
so I can get the
fine.
insurance.
Yeah.
And then everything. Baltimore County don't play. So they want to see who's on the ticket. If anything hip hop, they're not going to insure that. So I got to stay real magic, 95.9, and keep it very Eric Roberson and Anita Baker, that range.
Anita Baker.
I love it all.
Yeah, that's what my time. But with that being said, it's I'm excited. It's a really wonderful festival. I've attended there 4 years. We had a team with the chamber last year, and to be able to add value and bring some energy to it, only can make it grow and get better. And so for me, I'm a strategic guy. That's why I always say I like to connect the dots. I want 5 to 20 layers of everything we do, because so we won't have to be held accountable for the whole pot. We just want to be held accountable for the thing we do best, and that's, to me, is how we can move forward. We all stay in our lane. We do what we do best. So I know when we throw the alley-oop to each other, we can all slam dunk it. We don't have no missed shots because we're doing what we do best. All right, gentlemen. That's my time.
Anybody have any questions? All right, so we're gonna do a segment that I really enjoyed, I kind of missed when I was away. We're gonna do mastermind sessions, but we're gonna do a little bit different. All right. We're gonna let our guest pose the challenge she has with her business, with her organization, and then we will use the mastermind concept to come up with the possible. So what is the obstacle or challenge you have with
Raising the fund. Over the past 5 years, we managed to raise $250,000. However, to renovate the building itself is $1.5 million. We are 501c3. However, we're very small, but we have some very experienced board members who work with us to help us raise those funds. And we're trying to actually add on to it, capitalize, and get the building done. And to add to that, the building is for the and it's not just for the black males, but it will also be for our single moms as well. We can put them in different areas of the building, because it is a big building, it's not a small building. So we need sections off to kind of keep them in place, in line a little bit until they come to know a little bit more about themselves. You know. That's where we are, and we would like to get sponsors and write for.
So how does it work? Problem, and everybody goes around with the solution.
I think it's important. Can you recap what your organization is again?
Now, we're pretty much human services. Organization is called Michelle Pavement. And what we do is now we're working on a drop-in center for, it's pretty much for the single mom.
Okay.
That's what it's for.
The center needs to be renovated.
Yeah. We have the building, it's at Garrison and Parham.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to start, Phil?
Oh. Off the top of my head, whoever is your city council representative, tell them that you want to get some community development block grant funding donated for this purpose.
Is that the same as a bond bill?
Yep.
That's different.
That's different. That's different.
Yeah, that's CD, yeah.
CDBG. You want a little bit of that CDBG money, because you are a nonprofit.
I would
So,
say,
excuse me, the city council in that district where the building is located?
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely. They want votes.
Right.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. Under here, also, I would say sell some fish dinners to your party gathering. Get donation money out. That's what I would say. Ms. Michelle.
On the bond, do you delegate for that area? You talking about the Lao?
I think that is the,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know he just received $500,000 for the Langston Hughes Community Center. You familiar with that?
Yeah.
With George Mitchell.
Right.
And your building itself, has it been like kind of phased out based on the construction? What you need to do first? What's your, in terms of priorities?
Well, I'm gonna actually need help with all of that. Yeah, so if anybody have any ideas on that. We do have a budget. And that's how we found out how much it is for the building.
Contract
Yeah, my thought was pretty much the same as Mr. Tubman's, just looking at some city services, some grants, and contacting your politicians to see what they are real. I've just recently become president of my community association, and I've come across several funding opportunities that we are going to apply for. Also, you might want to consider looking at getting a fundraising consultant. There may be some kind of deal you can, work off, trade off on in that regard.
I would add to what Joe mentioned and say there's probably some state funds available and federal funds available too. Type of program, if you're doing residential facilities for youth, is that your focus?
Well, it's for single women.
Single women.
And actually, women, single mothers.
Single mothers.
And then, veterans, female veterans.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly those.
Yeah, Veterans Administration.
Yeah.
Federal government, different state agencies that offer assisted housing facilities. Should be able to help.
And the main goal is to renovate the building. Is that what the primary thing you need to do?
You say
The
it
district.
again? Yeah, the building, yeah.
You have a building, you say you have a property with
Yeah.
your name on it or your company's name
With
on it?
with the group that I'm with, yeah.
But it's just a building that's in disrepair. Okay, can you say you have a contractor?
Well, he says we do, he already
Who's he?
have one, my partner.
Is he a design, does this place have to be designed out? You can't just go
Pretty much,
point and say, I
yeah.
wanna fix this room or,
Oh, no,
You
no,
gotta-
it has to be
yeah,
totally renovated.
that's a huge cost.
Yeah, that's at 1.5.
And is that just for the design or for the design and construction
The total
package?
package,
Well, this is the number your general contractor, Frank, gave you,
yeah.
was 1.5. Okay, so he basically did it as a guesstimate, so you don't have any drawings attached to those numbers, correct?
Well, I don't.
What you typically gotta do, you gotta there's soft costs associated with the building, then there's hard costs. The soft costs being the engineering, the architectural, the drawings, permitting, things of that nature. Then you're gonna have hard costs with the actual building itself. And to get to an adequate amount of hard costs, an appropriate amount, you really need to invest in generating some drawings.
Have you
You
gotten
say,
any,
wait a minute, you say invest in,
Generate some drawings.
oh, okay.
have you gotten any feedback from the community which is directly located?
No, actually, we're just getting started,
Okay.
but someone else is doing that. How we can get the money in order to rehabilitate that building.
My only suggestion is that you and these other partners of yours start getting in the same room, sharing the same information. So like somebody said, everybody pick their lanes, those who's in their lanes.
Thank you.
No. But as big as it is, you can tear down part of it and make one.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it doesn't happen.
so my thought was, thank you. Is it where the, bank used to be?
It's right, actually, it's next door to the, a gas station. It's right next door to a gas station. So it's a big, it looked like it was a movie theater. Right here. It looked like it was a movie theater. and-
What's that address again?
4606. Liberty. Ambassador, yeah, the old ambassador, yeah.
The old Ambassador Theater is what you're talking about?
Yeah, across street from the shoppers,
Across from Shoppers.
shoppers.
Yeah, I know.
What is ShopRite?
That's Libya, yeah,
You know, right next to how, you know.
Bueno,
right.
Yeah,
On that
it's
same
part of
right
our
next
community.
door.
Yeah.
thing, yeah, so.
What is it, Westlaw?
Yeah.
John, you wanna, go?
Was it my turn?
Yeah, John.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got distracted. I think someone did mention it, but definitely, building partnerships soon and many, well, not many, let's say carefully curating the partnerships to include corporate and other nonprofits. You have to build those strategic partnerships as you start, building the benefits and the shared value that you may have. Because you may have spaces that someone can use that is collaboratively beneficial for both counseling or your clients and whatnot. So that would be one thing, make sure you can build those partnerships because their money can be put towards your project as well. So you might not qualify for one grant, but they should. And then two, it sounds like you had maybe one bid on general contractors. I highly encourage you to check with some others because I'm working with one project and one contractor wants to use his people, which takes the price up by 3. So, but if you don't use his people, you use people that can get it done for cheaper, it saves us over half of what the cost of the one contractor. So finding the right people to be in the right jobs and make sure you have someone that's not a whole bunch of other contractors that are really just kind of, hey, let me take care of you, and then, because you took care of me last time, well, it's fine. You're trying to make sure that your building gets taken care of. So you don't want to encourage their nepotism and whatnot. So get more bids.
So what I would recommend you do is, maybe it sounds magical, don't take the nonprofit route, take the for-profit route and get investors, and you can have half of the property be a commercial property, which can fund the nonprofit arm of it. And so I text you, gentlemen, saying that you need to get some investors, Julie Taylor. Now, I also text you our professional fundraiser, but so greed is good if you know how to harness it. And so, an investor wants to be able to make their money back. And so they don't want to be able to make their money back in the shortest period of time. So they're going to push the project so that it can become profitable, which means when they make money, you make money to be able to do what you want to do. So that's a way to go. So I send you those 2 contacts. And then also because Julian is actually working on something similar to that for us right now. So it's exactly in that warehouse.
Can I jump back on that? Yeah. So I see what you're saying, and I agree with that percent. But a lot of people forget about, nonprofits can own a for-profit business. So that for-profit business can feed your nonprofit, but that for-profit business can have the investors and do those things. So you can still maintain your nonprofit, but you may have to reincorporate a second level, a tier down, that's supporting your nonprofit through for-profit ventures. So I you can still have an umbrella being a nonprofit, for-profit feed that nonprofit.
Have you considered what your operating costs going to be once the building is renovated?
Actually, like I said, I'm working on this piece. I have one of my other partners. Like you were saying, I do have people working on that alone in it.
You see, like when you apply for a grant, you're going to want that full life cycle. So 'cause they're not going to want to give you not enough money. If that makes sense. Nobody's going to want to award you 30% of what you because you, like you said, you need 1.5 million. And if you give you 1.5 million, then you can't sustain it because your operating cost is $20,000 a month.
Guys, apologies for the extreme, because I started this on my name is Baylon Butler. From what I have walked into, because the limited amount that I can respond to, my commentary will be is in the sense of their resources can support you. Even if we're pursuing this venture between now and then, there are a lot of genuine litigation spaces you can share. When it comes to pursuing this as a project, we have people who actively stakeholders who are willing to help. We just have to see in terms of vision why this location. There are a lot of Baltimore still with places that need renovation, places that need to. I don't know how sold you are to this particular one. That's why if you're not, then I think they'll do
But,
it.
I'm really thinking about, when he told me the amount,
Right.
because that
With
was,
1.2, I'll be as much, and that's not to cut you off at all, but with $1.2 million as much as what no other state could be, key location. So I look at a business venture like that is something that requires extreme commitment, and I think everybody here would see that the same way. That being said, I love the progression and progressive steps. So I would want to capitalize on this by letting you know, if not this venture, you still have an active support system in that concept of hope. And that's a little bit of where I will come in, where I'll stop from now. Still the unknown voice in this room. But I do all.
Okay, so I'm the least technical person in the room, so I don't know about all the other avenues that you would go to, but so my question is, what's your motivation? Why are you doing this?
because I love my sister. I love helping people overall, but when I look at, my young ladies that's coming up now, a lot of them are lost. A lot of them have, father issues. Their homes, they're in domestic violence situations. Their kids are struggling, you know, and, as I look around the table, I see, and when I saw on this, I say black professional men, and I see that they're pushing a lot for the men, and I think it's time for the sisters to stand up, and I know they have the, Black is Beautiful, and then they have the other Black Girls Rock and things like that, but they don't have them here in Maryland. And then in Baltimore, they have them, and they have these big galas for them and everything like that. So if we can stem something, if I can stem something from out of Baltimore, see, I'm the baby of 9, and I was truly blessed to have my dad and my mom. But a lot of these kids, such as my daughter, I raised her myself. You know what I'm saying? My son, I raised him. He's 33, going on 34. You know what I'm saying? But he still had male role models. He had his grandfather, his father, stuff like that. A lot of these girls didn't have that, and that's one of my papers I did in my master's program, is the attitude of young black girls who do not have fathers in their lives, you know, and then they seek them. And men, you know, old I love my family. I'm pro-black, first and foremost. I'll help, but I'm pro-black first and foremost.
Well, my thought would be, there are a number of black sororities that are very powerful in the area that you might want to gain contact with, pass your idea, your passion to, and then they might be able to, because Delta Sigma Theta sorority is like huge out here, down in the South, anyway. And here too. Here also. Well, this is the South. But you know, they're a very powerful group of women that want to help women.
So is there a name or something somewhere that I can get started? You know, I mean, I can be all over the place.
I can.
Okay, and the AKAs, do they help out as well?
Yes.
Okay, I love to see the marching bands. I'm like right down the street I live.
But, so,
Yeah, so.
what I will say is that, our sister organizations are very organized, and you have to have a plan. So, if you go to them and say, this is what I'm thinking about doing, it's lost.
Right. I can have that.
They might be able to help.
No, no, I'm
they
just,
might be able to
I'm
help
just,
you
No,
with
no,
I'm
no,
just
no
saying,
problem.
so.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Like, I'll be on the phone with, I'll be like, well, all right, let me send it to you first. Then after I send it to them, then we have a different conversation. They're
I
very
just
thorough.
want to mention one thing. You might want to pick up a copy of a magazine called Ink. It'll show you so many people. Now, I know you're not for profit. It doesn't matter, you're trying to reach a goal and you need money. It'll show you people 20-something years old going to venture capitalists, getting funding, $1 million, $2, $3 million. And it does give you a whole long laundry list of how they got it, but I think it's very inspirational because where there is a will, there is a way. You're going to have to put on your shark hat. I mean, I know you're not for profit. You got this love for the sisters, all this, got the table that. You try, you gotta get the money to get what you gotta get. You start dealing with contractors, that's a whole nother boxing ring.
I have a question, because I'm not actually sold on this building because of how it was. And I don't have a problem with starting smaller. And if there's any way that we can get a building and own it under our nonprofit, I'd like some information on that.
But you already own this building.
No, I don't. We do. He said he doesn't have a problem with me using it, but I have to get it fixed up, so it's.
He gets to weigh in on the roles.
Right, and you know what made me think about it was this gentleman here, and he said if there's another avenue, another building.
So, call Julian, because we're trying to, I can't say too much about it now, but we're trying to acquire some property.
Okay.
So, he's already in that, he already has the partners, the investors, he already has all that.
Did I mess y'all up with that?
Yeah, that changed.
Everything is still valid for the recommendation.
Yeah.
You may not have some of the availability to certain outlets because it's not your actual building, but most of everything else you can.
Because you can't get a grant for something you don't own.
Right.
The owner has to get the grant. You know, like you can't get.
I'm open to that.
Yeah, so thank you. So that is an example of our mastermind session. So did you take a lot of notes?
I sure did.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get to you. I apologize.
I like the dot connecting pieces. So I know I sit on the board for the intersection of change who owns Marcus Place. I think that would be a great partner for you, Marcus Place. My assistant, Christy Johnson, she owns a domestic violence nonprofit called Finding Your Destiny. And you mentioned AKA
100 coalition of black women.
Eastern Star.
Yeah.
That's the sister organization.
Yeah.
And then Sigma. Sigma is pretty. Zeta. No,
They get their own household codes.
yeah, they're pretty active.
And so, Scott Phillips, he does a little bit with that.
Sigma side.
No, what I'm saying is that he gets profits from the city.
Okay.
He does consulting. So,
But the city would probably have a lot of properties that would be available for sale at a fairly reasonable rate that could be renovated into some kind of living facility also.
Yeah, it's a program called Vacants to God.
yeah.
And
So start small, they
yeah,
grow
and
from
that's
there.
what I said.
Right.
Because I want to anybody
I'll be there.
Good evening. So I'm back. John Harris, one of the membership managers for UPM. So for all you members, remember, recruit, especially our millennials. We need to bring those young brothers along with us, so it's good to see, a couple of them here this evening. So hopefully that continues to happen, we continue to see these young men. We do have the new setup, so you have BPM, and right, and setup. And then, remember, pay your dues, dual dues, applications, all that stuff. Get yourself, make sure you're in good standing, so that we can ensure that we support that. I don't know if you have to cut off with a.
People can still pay to come.
Oh yeah, yeah. Once current, if you're not, please get current and continue in standing. If you need access to me or anything like that, please let me know. Just make that really quick. So this is Anthony Pitts, if y'all on, just really quick.
My name is Anthony Pitts. Listen, so I need your help. Each one of these is 25 cards and 25 brochures. And what we're trying to do is to give the cards out to people and the brochures out to people so that we can generate membership. Okay? The cards have the website.
To increase awareness.
The cards have the website on one side and many of the programs that we have on the other side. And all we're asking you to do is grab a packet, give out some cards, give out some brochures to increase awareness in the organization. Okay, is that fine? I have about 6 or 7 of them here. And if you haven't gotten it set yet, I'd appreciate it if you grab a set.
So if I'm going to a picnic of my school alumni and I'm in charge of vending and I set up a table, I'm going to be talking to people all day, would that be a good place where 1,000 people would be to give it out for awareness?
Absolutely. Any place you're going, parties, restaurants, any place you want, you grab the cards out. Hey, this is one of the I represent this organization. Just take a look at it. Okay?
I want to pay my final part of my dues, so who I talk to. And I want to get some information I can pass out. I'm having a festival, by the way. We can set a table up with that, and I can pass it out there. On the 27th, I got a few flyers to pass everybody. If anybody want to attend, I have it every year since '89. It's been going pretty good. It's positive. We show hidden colors on the screen. We give out, DVDs of black consciousness and, things of positive nature. And this would be a good everybody flower. Before you leave, grab a newspaper if you haven't got one. Also. So I got the rest of my money right here.
When is the festival? This month?
I know Teddy got it all. I mean, whatever, I got the money right here. Just handle this and
So when I see your name on there, although you already paid for it, but
yes,
what it does is it allows us to put you in because we do provide a lot of information in exchange online. If you want to know about something, you can look at our sites. If you want to know where we're doing things like that, that's known to members, so we can track and account for who's there and what's being done in numbers. So the online version really helps us out a lot administratively, so that's a big part of why you're doing that. So a couple more things. So we do have a new member orientation. It's a quarterly event. It's going this Saturday, but Pitts is going to be facilitating that. So I invite all of you members, old, new, think about it. Come on out, let them know what we're about, share your experiences, share your experiences. Maybe they can be a good opportunity for you to collaborate with. Okay. Is there anyone that knows they may be available this Saturday from 10 to 2 out in Edmondson Road?
10 to 12.
Did I say, what did I say?
I said 10 to 2.
Okay, 10 to 12, sorry. I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. 10 to 12.
Edmondson Avenue.
Edmondson Avenue?
Edmondson
Yes.
something, I don't know.
4711 Edmondson Avenue. It's right between Cooks Lane and Gwen Oak Parkway.
Okay, I know you're talking
Okay. It's a church. St. Bartholomew's Church is the name of the church. And we're
When
gonna.
you go down Cook's Lane, you wind up on 70.
Right, but if you come up Cook's Lane to Edmondson and make a left on Edmondson,
Right.
it's about 100 yards on the right-hand side.
Okay, I know you're talking about, right.
You're staying in the right lane. Now, also, on that date, at that location, there's gonna be one of the ceasefire events. So they're gonna have face painting, big balloons, there's gonna be a lot of people in that area. But we have, one of the rooms in behind the church set aside already for it. It's about this size. And, please come. Does everybody know that they can come? I appreciate it.
This Saturday.
This Saturday. Appreciate members to share their group, facilitations or what they do.
Just their
And
experience.
how they do it, their experience. And it'll be my first time doing it, so I'm fumbling around a little. So it'll be great that some people that have some experience come.
So even if you can't make it sit one of the brothers, you may know, it really is a nice environment out there. You get to interact with new folks, you get to share your experiences and talk with people. And people always enjoy it.
And also the people at the church know that BPM is gonna be on the property. And they're really kind of looking forward to representatives of a organization being there because, you know, the whole concept is, no more killing people, you know.
Will there be a chance for us to interact with the, other group that's gonna be?
Yes.
Yes.
Afterward.
After our meeting, we go out there because the entrance to the location is right at the parking lot entrance.
Okay.
So the whole parking lot's gonna be full, and it's a pretty decent sized parking lot. And they're gonna have children there, and like I said, they're gonna have face painting, a lot of things, and they would love, the person that booked the location said to me, are your people going to interact with, the people down there? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm hoping so, I can't imagine that we would. And she was very excited about it, so. I'd also like if we could wear lanyards when we go out there, so, you know, just
You'll have them out.
the whole concept.
So, if you don't have one, I brought some with me, they're just in my vehicle. The new members will get theirs that day, but if for whatever reason you don't have one, when you show up, then he'll give you a lanyard that day as well.
Did you wanna, say anything? Now, I'm very adamant about this. It doesn't cost anything to be a member of Black Professional Men, because we're not a pay to play. If you're a male and you need help, you know, in the past we had men who needed help and they feel like they had to leave because they couldn't contribute. However, we do collect dues, and 50% of your dues that you do pay goes towards our scholarship program. So we understand the organization meets everybody where they are. So for those individuals who want to contribute and who's able to contribute, that's where your $100 is going towards the scholarship, $50 is going towards our programs, and then $50 is going towards our operational. So we're about to get ready to go to dinner. We're going to flight. I don't know how to get there, but
There's some packets here if you want to pick up one on the way out.
Also, please ensure you sign in with our desk. That's how we track and know how things are going, and if we need bigger spaces, small spaces, whatnot. The sign-in sheet made it halfway down the table there. Just if you could get back over here. And if you do get a packet of cards, if you could just let me and Brother Hicks know so that we can at least track what's going out and who has what, you know, see how motivated.
Okay. If you're a master of which is a shame. Oh, Okay.
There's a grand prize winner.
Okay.
You don't need a ticket. Your name is ticket. You need the,
Yeah, my church is having a raffle for back to school giveaway. Picture up? Thank you, man, appreciate it. Fill out the stuff for me.
How you doing?
Give that back to me.
Either that or you buy
no. I was at a retreat. That's right.
Let me get one of these, so I can use this as a receipt. I get to keep your pen.
Yes, son, you get the
Nobody loves this pen. What's your full name? Johnny Beach.
Give one to Michelle.
Oh, Beach.
Yes.
Because
Do we have anybody here that can help, give information?
I don't know if they're physically here.
Yes.
We have people.
Yeah, someone texted you.
The
one of our
number,
consultants.
the number I gave you,
Oh, okay.
I keep telling you to call.
Julian?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. If you want, you can call him now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, money comes.